Welcome to your graduation. Now, there are things that you know, and there are still things that you don't know. And finally, there are things that you don't know that you don't know. But for now, you can listen to me give you some food for thought on this all-important graduation day. Me, this jaded older soul who presumes to descend upon you with nuggets of wisdom. All of which is an ego trip for me, and man, it's a good trip. Anyway, knowledge. It's the point of your education, and I want to speak to you today about the knowledge that you have gained, and the knowledge that you have yet to gain. And it's not what you think. The things that you know today, you get to take up in your hand the proof for the world of what you know. I read Mark Twain's quote, "History doesn't repeat, but it does sometimes rhyme." I read it. You will walk away with a paper that proclaims your knowledge to the world, and it should feel great. The surety that we get as people who have knowledge is incredible. It helps us solve energy crises and halt the desertification of the Midwest, and it allows cars to be plugged into walls and whales to continue to exist. But the value of this diploma is what it says to you about you. Today, you get to know that you can achieve what you set out to do. So that's what you know. Which brings me to what you don't know. This moment of graduation was difficult for me because I was unsure of what I wanted to do with my life. I felt I had no purpose or direction, and on the day when I was handed the paper that told me what I did know, I found myself drowning in the things I didn't know. What am I going to do now? Where am I going to go? This was the moment where I first had to choose for myself what my course in life would be, and I found myself at a loss for an answer. Well, I could throw you a platitude that David Foster Wallace sums up. The most obvious, important realities are often the ones that are the hardest to see and talk about. And like Mr. Wallace, I recognize that the platitude doesn't really help. But I can offer you this. It's okay that you don't know. Knowing is what you've been trained to believe in throughout these high school years, but in these next years you will find a belief in the things that you don't know. You're going to realize that you don't know who you are or where you are going, but you believe in yourself anyway. Confucius said, "Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance." The last piece of the knowledge puzzle are the things that you don't know that you don't know. These are not things about yourself that you get to see when you look in the mirror. These are things that you only get to glimpse in the aftermath. You only get to see who you are or what these things are that you don't know in the ripples that you create in the world. It's the effect that you have in the world around you. So it becomes very important that you see who you are and what you're creating in the world around you. But bringing that part of yourself, those things that you don't know, your effect on the world, into your view, being able to see it, is an all-important piece of your knowledge. And it's the piece that you're going to fight for the rest of your life. And it's going to be the trip that's worth taking.